Welcome to the video, guys. Hope you have a great day. So today we'll be going ahead with our machine learning series and we'll be doing decision tree classification today. So let's go ahead and see the classification definition first. Now, as we mentioned it before, basically you'll get a data set, alright, and you're going to split that into a training set and a test set. Alright, now this data will basically contain a set of attributes as well, and one of the attributes is going to be the class, that is the root node as well. Alright, we won't be going to the mathematical functions as in the gyne and the entropy and stuff like that. We'll just be going over the code of Python and show you that as well. Now, classification has some techniques that we'll be following in the series ahead as well. And today you'll be doing decision tree, then you got neural base, and you got neural networks, naive base, support vector machines. All right. Now, decision tree basically it's a method for approximating discrete value target functions. All right. And the learned functions is represented by a decision tree. All right. Now, for our human ease, we can like say the decision tree as in an if-then rules, alright, representing that like if-else conditions that we use in programming concepts ahead. Alright, now decision tree representation is when each internal node tests an attribute, each branch corresponds to attribute value, and each leaf node assigns a classification. Now we convert a tree to rules. Now as you can see, if outlook equals to sunny and humidity equals to high, then you cannot play tennis. Right? So this is just some rules that we put forward. And the root node over here is Outlook, and the decision is basically yes or no. That's going to be a class. Now the decision tree classification task. Let's see, I mentioned earlier that you get a data set and you split into training and test. Now, as we see, you usually go with 80% is training and 20% is a test. All right. Now you induct it into a training model as well, and you apply the model towards deduction, and that's how it goes with the decision tree. Now let's go ahead and see our example that we'll be solving today with Python. Okay, so this is basically the data set that we'll be using today, and as you can see, this weather that has sunny, windy, rainy, and parent as in yes or no, and money if they're rich or poor, and what's going to be the decision. Either you visit a cinema, you go play tennis, or you stay home, or you go for shopping. Alright, these are some options. Now basically I want you guys to design a tree on your own, regardless if y'all are doing wrong as well. Just go ahead and design it. And this is the decision, that's the cinema, tennis, stay in, or shopping. Alright, now we'll be going ahead and I'll show you the code over it over Python as well, and you can try this out. Alright, so as we go ahead and we check the code out as well, now basically first you import your libraries, you got to import pandas, then you access your maker dataset basically that's going to read the files from the folder, that's the data CSV that we're going to be using. Right now I'm just going to show you the shape as well, like this is a basic thing that you guys could check it out as well. And as we can see, the shape is currently showing us that we got 10 rows and 4 columns. Alright, so I'm going to comment that out for now. Okay, now we're going to prepare the data and we're splitting it into X and Y. Now what we're doing is that in X, we are only dropping the decision column. Alright, and in Y, we are going to use the decision column. Alright, Y is basically our independent and X is going to be dependent. Alright, now I'm just going to show you guys the X as well so you get an idea what it's in it. Okay, now this is the data set that is in X, alright, the data. Now as you can see and understand that the computer machine can only understand integers values as in 1, 0 and numbers, alright. It cannot understand strings like text like sunny, windy, it will not understand. So for this we basically have to convert the strings into an integer flow, and for that we'll be using the label encoder. So from skill1.preprocessing we're going to import label encoder. Now we're going to create 3 objects for it, as we got 3 columns over here, that's weather, parent, money. Label encoder underscore weather, and we're going to create the object of label encoder, same as going to be done for parent and money. Alright, now basically we're going to create a new column and we're going to call it weather underscore n, right? And in this we're going to use the object real label encoder underscore weather, and we're going to use the fit transform method, and as you can see we're going to use the weather column as well, and the same thing will be done for parent and money. Right, now I'm going to print X to check it out as well, and we're going to see that. Let's go ahead. Okay, now as you can see we just converted it into a label encoder that's given these values of 1, 2, 0. Alright, now we need to remove this. Now we don't have any concern with the strings. It's weather, parent, and money. We'll only be using weather underscore n, parent underscore n, and money underscore n. All right. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to create a new data set as well, and it's going to be called x underscore updated. All right. So we're going to drop weather, parent, and money column from it, and we're going to check the updated how it looks like. So let's print that out as well. Okay, wonderful. So now the X updated dataset looks like this. That got weather, parent, and money, the new updated values. And side by side, we're going to even check out the Y values as well. As in, yeah, so the Y is the decision that we put in there. Now I'm going to split this data. I'm going from sklearn model selection. I'm going to use the train test split, and we're going to split it. Now the rule of thumb is just use 80% for training and 20% for testing as well. Right, so I'm going to check out the X test that we put, and then I'm going to check out the Y train as well. Okay, as you can see, the X test you got these two, and in Y train you got this much. Okay, so it's been split. Now we're going to train the model, the algorithm basically. Alright, so from sklearn we're going to import tree, and we're creating a model with the tree.decision tree classifier. Alright, now model.fit, this is where we train our model, and it's x underscore train, y train. Alright, now we want to evaluate the algorithm and see what's the accuracy score as well. So we're going to do accuracy score, model.score x test, y test. We're basically testing it out. So let's check that out. And okay, it's showing 0.5, but this does change over time as well. Like sometimes it gives you 1, it's here. See, right now it's showing 1.0. Alright, so this changes overall. Now what we're going to do is that we know that 1 is basically sunny, yes, rich, and 0 has been converted to rainy, no, poor, and 2 is basically for windy. Alright, so we're just going to check this out, and now basically what we're going to do is that we're going to see these decisions. Now decision, if it is sunny, no, and rich. Alright, as in if the weather is sunny and there is no parent, and by money you're rich, so what's going to be the decision? We'll check that, and as well we're going to see the decision for if the weather is windy, and yes, there is a parent, and of course the money is on poor. Alright, so let's put these and we're checking it out. So currently you can see the decision. If it is sunny, no, and rich, you will go out to play tennis, and if it is windy, yes, and the amount is poor, then you have cinema. Right, so basically this is the tutorial series over decision tree classification. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Do comment down if you face any difficulties, and I'll see you guys in the next video.